I know I'm popping on just a little bit late, y'all. I was trying to wrap up something today at work so I can get out of there. Oh boy, how y'all doing? Thank y'all for joining. Thank you guys for joining the Wednesday Hump Day pop-in. Thank y'all for being here. Everything in the video is said and alleged and is used for my very own opinion, okay? Yes. It's just jokes, tea, and shenanigans, all right? That's all. Jokes, tea, and shenanigans, and a few reads in between, you know. It is. I appreciate you guys joining me back. This is my second time getting me. So yes, hey, say hey y'all. Hey. I am on my way home. I was at work trying to wrap up some stuff so I can get out of there, you guys. Thank y'all for being here though. I appreciate it. As you guys see, I did want to talk a little bit about the Carlos King and Nene Leakes interview. I finally got a chance to finish watching. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good interview. I can see Carlos probably maybe creating something, a show, or maybe to, I guess, put Nene back on our TV screens, because he seems to really love Nene, and of course, you know, Bravo has outed her to where they don't really want to work with her anymore. So it may be to where Carlos might be trying to create something to, I guess, get Nene back out there, because she did say she was open to returning back to Real Housewives of Atlanta because the fans did want to see her, but we know that will never happen because of the lawsuit that she filed against Bravo and Andy Cohen. So we know that's not going to happen. She's not in a good space with Andy no more, so it's a wrap. It's a wrap for her. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. The interview was very good. She was very open and honest about some things. She read a lot of people down. She threw a lot of shade, honey. It was a lot of shade in that interview. It really was. I was just like, oh my God. So I'm going to do something right quick that I said I was not going to do, because y'all know how I am, and I rarely do I like to go back on my word. But just for the sake of getting the rest of my petty out for the day so I can go home and enjoy the rest of my day, and give me a glass of wine and unwind, and probably eat me a salad or something like that later on, because we're trying to watch our figure. We about to go on vacation. We got to look good, you know. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go. My bitch is going to be wearing a two-piece this time. So we're going to be looking good. We can't be out here, you know, eating Whoppers and shit like that. We got to keep the body tight and looking right. So, yeah. But, ran across something today that was rather interesting to me. Oh, yeah. It was very interesting. And I said, do I want to talk about this, or do I just want to just kind of let it evaporate as I kind of do some other bullshit that I see that I really don't be caring? Because y'all know I'm so damn unbothered about stuff. Just really don't bother me, and this really don't bother me. Really, it's very entertaining, and it's fun for me. Like, it's fun for me, honestly. Let me address something, because y'all been sending me this stuff, and I was just like, okay, I know they want to hear me say something about it. Thankfully for them, it's sending a lot of traffic my way, because people who did not know me, now they know me and they love me. So thank y'all for coming over and subscribing. A few people came in. Oh, Karen, I didn't know who you were. I'd never heard of you or your videos before, but I watched a few of your videos, and you're hilarious, and I subscribed to your channel. So by the way, thank you for all my new subbies that came over and watched me, honey, act a fool and be on my shenanigans and my bullshit, girl. So thank y'all for that. Let me just say that. Someone sent me a video, because y'all messy too. Let me say that too about my subscribers. Y'all asses are just as messy as I am. Like, y'all will see something, and y'all will hear somebody say caramel this or caramel that, and y'all will send me that shit, knowing I really don't care. I really don't care, y'all. I didn't really care about what the Wanda situation was, and I wasn't going to say nothing, but y'all be hyping me up to act up. And I always take the bait. So once again, I kind of did it again. All right, so let me just say, we ain't going to keep rambling shit. I did see the video for you guys who wanted to know of Marcella, child. And I said I won't go say her name on my channel, child, but she likes when I call her broken piano teeth, so I will oblige you, child. All right? She tried to say we had the same teeth. Lies, bitch. Let me just say that. Lies. If you never told another lie in your life, that is one. Okay? I never said I had perfect teeth. But I did say you had broken piano teeth, and that's what we're gonna rock with, because that's just how I felt. It's my opinion. Like I said, it's my channel, my opinion, my horse. Hey, whatever. I'm riding this horse, and that's it. That's how I feel. Shit. Be mad. So sad. Bye-bye. Okay? That's just how it is. Oh, well, jingle bell. I don't take anything back that I ever said. Do I apologize? I do not. I never will apologize. I will not. I never said I didn't like her, but I don't like the fact that you co-sign Wanda's bullshit. You can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. I don't care. I never said I was friends on YouTube. I don't anybody on YouTube my friend. Okay? I will call them my peers and those that I work with. This is a job. YouTube is a job for me. So I never called anybody friends. So I don't know where she got that from. Your friends, nah. Let me correct you. I've never called anybody friends. Not even an associate. These are my peers. Okay? Period. I already said I'm not a millimeter, but I am a strong supporter of melody. There's a difference. I don't do clicks. I don't do any of that. I stand alone. However I feel is how I feel, not as a group. I've never been that way. Maybe it's the Leo in me, but whatever. I've always stood alone in my opinions and how I feel. And I still stand on that today. But going in, I want to pick out a few things that she had to say, and I'm going to address it. Okay. I've never been braggadocious about my life, and I think I live a very, very nice life. Okay. I don't need to get on YouTube and talk about the things that I've acquired and things that I do, because I feel like my life and all of my accomplishments speak for themselves. I'm very educated, and I mean, y'all know that. I mean, from the way I speak shit. I don't think I feel like I need to do that. I don't need to talk about Louis bags that I own. That's irrelevant. Those are materialistic things. I like to talk about concrete things that make sense to me, and that's just what it is. I live well, I drive well, I eat well. When I travel well, I stay well. Wherever I am, I dress well. I'm that bitch, obviously, because people stay in my bushes when they don't like me and they want to hear my content. She said on her page, she speaks very well. She does speak very well. I got to give her that. Well, I don't really need your compliment. I don't need your compliment, and I don't need you to tell me I speak well. That's why I went to college. That's why I paid attention in school and made straight A's and B's. Okay? And the fact that you sit on your channel and say you dox me, that sounds like some whole shit right there. You can dox me anytime you want. I work a corporate job, okay, as a boss over here. Understand that. You can pull up whatever you want to pull up on Caramel. You won't find shit. That's going to be the shortest list you're going to find in terms of any type of criminal record. We don't have those felonies, misdemeanors. I don't be on that bullshit, but I will slap a hoe. And that's on period. Take it however you want to take it. Take it however you want to take it. Hoes will get slapped. Because I don't argue with bitches, ever. And I said that before. I don't argue with bitches, but hoes will get slapped. But let's continue. She did like to throw in there that she was part Puerto Rican and black. Like, bitch, what is this? Is this an application that you filling out? Because I don't think I ever asked you what you were, if you were black, white, or whatever. I mean, I don't think I ever asked you what you were. So for you to give me a whole rundown of what you were, what you mixed, I'm mixed. I'm Puerto Rican and black. What relevancy was that in the conversation that you had on your channel about me? I mean, we're speaking facts. Address me. I don't care if you Puerto Rican. Obviously, you more black than Puerto Rican because your hair is nappy as fuck. And that's on period. I ain't even trying to be mean when I say it. I mean, you got braids now, but when you take them bitches out, I've seen your hair without it. Your edges and your ends, baby, is fried, baby. Like a good old batch of fried chicken. I've seen that shit. I'm just saying. I don't know where the Puerto Rican come in at. Maybe because you feel like you've been living in New York for a long time and you eat a lot of tacos and shit. I don't think that make you Puerto Rican, but go off. I eat tacos too, but I got no Puerto Rican in me. I too am mixed, but I don't care to share that because it's irrelevant. I mean, I don't think anybody is all black. If you want to go back and look at your damn ancestor, what is it, ancestor.com, we're all mixed with something. But that's totally irrelevant, okay? Just stupid shit. I'm like, girl, you don't have anything else to talk about? Like, what the fuck is this? A job application? I'm Puerto Rican and girl, shut the fuck up. She says that I'm obsessed with Love and Marriage Huntsville. No, a lot of my content is Love and Marriage Huntsville because I do cover that. I do have a lot of tea on Love and Marriage Huntsville and its people on the show. Okay, if that bothers you, then maybe you should get your game up so that you can get some more viewers over there to watch what you want to watch. Because, I mean, everybody's telling me you're very boring. A lot of people have told me they've unsubscribed to your channel because you don't really be talking about shit over there. So, if your people stay off my channel, well, maybe you're welcome. I mean, y'all come to my channel. Yeah, please do. Yeah, your people be on my channel. Obviously, they love what I have to say. They think I'm very hilarious. So, don't be mad at me because you don't have content. You or Wanda don't really have content that anybody really wants to take time out of their day and watch. Maybe you should be a little bit more watchable. I don't know, shit. It's weird. She says, I continue to comfort her and poke at her. No, I'm never a bully. I just only respond when someone says something to me or when somebody comes for me, okay? Y'all know I don't be bullying people. I don't come for people. I just don't be bothering people. I be in my own zone. I do my videos. And I leave people the hell alone because I want people to leave me alone. Like, honestly. Y'all know that about me. Have y'all ever seen me just going for people and just bothering people unless they say some shit about me? Now, it's different if I'm doing my content and I'm just reading somebody's ass down because they just happen to be a part of the topic. But I don't just normally just go for people. And so don't make it sound like I'm a bully because I'm never that. But I do, you know, I do respond if somebody say something like that. But, what else is she saying? Oh, she says that I have to go to work because I have to go to work and be stressed out, and that she is retired by 40 years old. Okay, great for you. Great for you. I actually love my job of 21 years. I actually love my job. It's very rewarding. I've been able to move up the ladder very quickly, okay, because I am very smart and I'm very good at what I do. So I don't apologize for that. And the fact that I do work, I feel like that's a great thing. Anybody that can work and that's able to work should. And it's great if you work. Congratulations to you that you were able to retire at 40. Great. But don't try to diminish someone else because they choose to work. Okay? I don't see anything. Do anybody see anything wrong with working, having a job? I see nothing wrong with that. And the fact that you throw up what you own and your properties and all that, you don't know what I own. So you can't speak on the fact that you think you're better than me because you feel like you own an apartment in New York. The fact that you own a property in Florida. So what? I own property. I have a home as well. I'm driving a brand new car. Like I said, I'm never braggadocious, but just, I mean, it's stupid. It's very childish. It's very childish. I'm not materialistic. I buy the things that I want and that makes me happy. And I don't feel like I need to share those things because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It comes off as you being very vain and that you have nothing else going for you because you acquire things and you use things to make you happy. I don't need that. I don't need that. I have a very good life. I'm very accomplished. I have a very great marriage and I'm a mother. I'm a great mother and I have a great job. All of those things, I feel like my life is great. YouTube is an addition to what I enjoy doing. So I don't feel like I need to talk about what I have. Like, who does that? Who gets on YouTube and, oh, I have this, I have that, that's so stupid. That is so stupid. But okay. Oh my God. What else? A couple more things and I'm gonna get out of here with that because we're gonna talk about this Carlos King interview. The fact that she thinks I'm not cute, that's fine, honey. I don't want you to think I'm cute at all because I'm not down with that gay shit, period. And I love gay people. Like that sounds like some homo shit right there. Like, please don't like me. Please don't think I'm cute. Thank you. Please continue to feel like I'm not cute, Marcella, okay? Please, because the minute you feel like I am, then that shit it's gonna start to get very weird. Okay? I never want another woman to think that I'm so cute. So let's keep it that way. Stay right there where you at in terms of how you feel like I look, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh, and the fact that she says that I beg for cash apps and super stickers, never that. I just put my information up there. If you choose to give those, and then it's appreciated. If you don't, then that's all well and good. I never beg for anything, and I never ever have come on my channel and say, hey, I'm going through such and such. Can you guys cash out me this, or can you guys give me super stickers? I never do that. What I do ask you guys to do is hit the like button. So there's nobody under the sun that can come on any platform and say that Caramel has ever asked for anything, because I don't. And that's on period. No one can say that Caramel has ever asked for a cash app or for a super sticker or for anything except for a like. Okay? And that's on period. Go back and look at any of my videos. Go look at any of my videos. I've never asked you guys for anything. Whatever you give to me is out of the kindness of your heart. And I always say thank you. but not because I'm begging you. I never beg anyone for money. That's not me. I don't panhandle on YouTube. I see it happening, but I'm not that girl. Okay, and again, I appreciate all of you that do give to support my channel. I do appreciate that. Okay, I really do. I really do. And I love y'all down for that, because you don't have to. Everybody out here have bills and responsibilities and other things that they have going on. So when you deny yourself and you give a Cash App or a super sticker, that's very admirable. And I appreciate that. I do, because you don't have to do it. You really don't have to do it. So I appreciate that. Okay. And something else that I despise is when people choose to use their platform to tear another person down and then use God quotes. Like, I feel like you should choose one, because either you're about God, if you're saying that God changed you into being a certain type of way, but then you speak negatively about a person, then that kind of makes me side eye, like, what God are you serving? I mean, I only know one God, okay? And it's really not a middleman in between there. So either you're not on the bullshit or you are. Choose one. If you choose the one to drag me and do that, then don't say you're all about the God thing and that God changed you, because God don't co-sign that type of BS. He just don't. I've never said that. I'm spiritual. I never said I was a Christian, but I'm very spiritual. Okay? I'm very spiritual. I can do a whole live just talking about God. And I know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's where I came from. But at the same time, I'm not going to use that as a means to try to tear a person down and then put God in the middle of it. I feel like that's very irresponsible of you in your walk with God, if that's who you say that you serve. Okay, I never do that. I feel like that's irresponsible. So, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? That's how I feel about it. I'm not going to ever tear somebody down in the name of the Lord. That's what it sounds like to me. So you may want to recheck your Christianity in that point to not do that. You can say, like I said, whatever you want to say about me. I'm not easily bothered by things, but when I hear it, it's kind of laughable. When I saw the video, I was like, this shit is so funny to me. It's very funny to me. It's very funny. I mean, to be a Christian is to be Christ-like, and I'm not trying to educate nobody on God, but to be a Christian and to say that God changed you and you're trying to be like God, nowhere in the Bible have you ever heard God out reading people and talking negatively and tearing anyone down. He was about uplifting and healing people and about positivity. Okay, that's what God is about. So miss me with the God quotes and then turning around and talking about the things that you've acquired. Okay, how much have you given to help someone? Those are things I don't talk about, but I do it. I do it. That's what God asks you to do, is give and bless other people. I don't get on my platform and be braggadocious about those things, because it's irrelevant. I don't need to bless someone and talk about it. Period. Period. Okay? But let's move on. I don't want to give her any more time on my channel. I felt like what she was saying was very irrelevant. I felt like all that shit she was talking on her channel, you could have been smoking like 50 packs of Cools like you do a day. Okay? Because that's why your voice is that way, Marcelo. I'm sorry. I mean, was that petty? Maybe. But that's why your voice is as deep as my husband's voice, because you smoke too much. You might want to stop doing that. Okay? Period. So moving on. And it's caramel Rell, like the caramel that you eat, not caramel Relly. Okay? Thank you. Moving right along. Thank you. No. So let's go ahead and do a recap of this interview with Carlos King. All right. Yeah, she don't get them over here, child. You don't, child. Cause you got, I saw your subscribers. You still at 7,000 subscribers, and you've been on YouTube too long. I only been on YouTube for a year, and I don't even like to brag, but I get on here and I do my shit, and I give a great show, and people enjoy that. So if you spend more time focusing on your content and your people and what you want to say in terms of content versus talking about other people, then maybe your numbers can jump. Okay? I talk about news and relevant stuff. That other bullshit, and after today, I'm really not addressing anybody else. I'm going to keep it clearly about content, because that's what I am, a content creator. Okay? Not an argumentative biatch. And I can be, because it gets to be draining. Okay? People don't want to sign on to your channel and always see mess and people going back and forth. I don't want to be arguing back and forth with content creators because it's really not worth my time. Now, does it get a lot of views? Absolutely, because people like to see mess. But, I mean, I came on YouTube to do content because that's what I enjoy. I don't like to argue, period. I'm not an arguer. I'm a fighter, actually. I'm a Leo. I'm a fighter, y'all, for real. Like, when I get mad, I don't like to argue. I just don't. So I try to steer away from that and just focus on what I need to focus on in terms of why I'm here. So as a content creator, going forth after today, please do not send me any more videos about what anybody have to say about me, because really I don't care. Nobody on YouTube or anywhere else validates me. My validation comes from God. So going forward, please do not send me any more videos in my DMs, on anywhere, in my emails or anywhere, telling me this person said this about you or this person said that about you. I don't really care. All right. So we're going to talk about content and what is going on. We're going to do updates and things that you guys want to hear about. All right. Minus the BS. All right. Let's go ahead on with this interview because I found it rather interesting. All right. And once again, thank you guys for your support. All right. So as you guys know, day before yesterday, thank you so much, Les Moore, for your super chat, my dear. I appreciate it. And I didn't even ask for it, but thank you. Nah. So I'm gonna do a little recap. So as you guys know, Nene Leakes sat down with Carlos King, all right, from Kingdom Reigns, who is also the producer of Bravo, Love and Marriage Huntsville's on the Bravo network. Okay, Nene, she said a lot of things that I took some notes. She was very open and very candid about her life and where she is now and what's going on with her. She even talked about her son Bryson and what he was going through. She talked about her marriage to Greg and how things kind of transpired during the time that she started to come up in being on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and even after his passing, how she dealt with that. She talked about her relationship with this guy, Nyan Sella, who was married at the time when she met him. She actually said that he lied to her and told her that he was separated and he was still married. I wouldn't have fooled with him after that, because if you lied about little things like that, then what else are you lying to me about? She still continued to see him. But let's just talk about it. Let's start from the top. So Nene says that she never watches Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys, because as far as she's concerned, all of the women are in her house, and she says it's tumbling down. She's talking about the ratings. At one point she was saying that the ratings were at 5.5 million, and they did used to be up there. When Nene and the other original women were on the show, the ratings were up there at 5.5 million, but now they are barely even getting 300 to 500,000 views, and it's sad. Like, damn, they really gonna have to do a lot of shaking up over there. And a lot of people don't like to admit it, but Nene did help bring them ratings. I mean, as anal and as narcissistic as she is, she really did help with the ratings, okay? And the show was much better when they had the original housewives on the show versus the people they have on there now, because the storylines are very lackluster and boring. So, yeah. So Nene also goes on to say that she and Sheree that they haven't connected or clicked for years, and that when they were close, that she used to go to Bob's football games or whatever when she did hang out with Sheree when Sheree was married to Bob, okay? She also says that Sheree ain't the last standing OG on the show. She says that they could not get anybody else. They couldn't get no other OGs to be on the show for the network, and that the network never valued Sheree. She threw a lot of shade, y'all. She threw a lot of shade. She really did. I was like, wow. Sheree did respond to Nene's comment on that, and she says, whose house? It's our house, not your house. So she's trying to say that it was not Nene's house, that it's actually the housewives that are actually on the show now house. I was like, oh, wow. So now it's looking like it might be some type of little rivalry going on between Nene and the housewives. It's crazy. I do feel like Nene really does want to come back on the show. Which is why she's talking about it so much. Like, I would not be bothered and or oppressed about a show that says they never want to see me back on there again. I would not be, but I don't know. She says she's not broke, that she's fine financially, so maybe she is. So Carlos then asked her, were you the underdog? Nene, of course, said yes, she was, and that she was actually the show. She's very anal, y'all. I gotta give it to her. Like I said, she did keep the ratings up. Nene was a lot to handle on the show. People did tune into Real Housewives of Atlanta to see what shenanigans and bullshit Nene was going to be on. All right. Nene also says that they loved her, and she says that they barely liked the other women on the show. That they loved her, but they barely liked the other women. I was like, come on, Nene, now. Everybody had their own fans on the show. The OGs of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they all had their fans as much as Nene had her. So I don't feel like you should try to diminish them in that way as a means to bring you up. Nene kind of comes off as very intimidated by other women. It kind of comes off as like you can't praise other women because then that makes you feel like you're diminishing yourself. I don't like people like that. Like, give people their flowers. Everybody is great in their own way. So for you to say, oh, everybody loved me, but they just like them. How do you know? Everybody have fans. I felt like that was very poor in taste for her to say that. So Nene also goes on to say that people says that she changed over the years, but she has actually grown over the years. She said that other people have gone out here and fixed their bodies up and got fake noses and fake butts and all these other things. But so have you, Nene. You've gotten a lot of work done. Go back and look at season 1. You look nothing like you used to look back then. You've been bleaching. You've had several nose jobs. You most recently got a Brazilian butt lift. You've had a lot of liposuction done. You've had a lot of body contouring and a full body makeup. I've seen the things that she was talking about that she had done as she was getting them done. So don't call other people out for getting work done when you had mounts of work done on your body. And that's fine if you got the money to do it. I mean, come on, you have veneers done for your teeth. And that's fine. If you have the money to get those things done, please, by all means, do it if that makes you happy. But don't try to call other people out for the things they've had done to make it seem like you've had nothing done. Like, that was very irresponsible. Nene don't look the same that she looked season 1. Go back and look at it. She was darker. Her hair choices were horrible. Y'all remember? She got a little money and she's starting to feel herself. But now you have... It's always something that's a humbling experience for you. So I feel like she was being a little too cocky in this interview with Carlos. And he was just kind of egging it on and laughing at all the things that she had to say like it wasn't effed up. And it kind of was. I just wasn't feeling that. Nene says, like I said, that she's worked hard on just trying to be her, and that she's more when she's just being Nene, because Nene is what people actually like. Again, she sounds very narcissistic. Carlos then asked her, what do you feel, when do you feel that the show changed? Meaning Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene went on to say that during season 4, when Kenya actually came on the show, that she brought a lot of fake boyfriends and a lot of fakery and the fake storylines, which changed the dynamic on the show. She's saying that all the women that were on the show were actually in real relationships. She was married to Greg. Lisa Wu was married to Ed Hartwell. Cynthia was married to Peter. Who else was on the show? Deshaun Snow was married to her husband. Kim was during the time with Big Papa, who then she went on to marry Croy. So everybody on the show, and they did have real relationships, but y'all know Kenya, honey, when she got on the show, she was messing with Walter, the tow truck driver who she was paying for his storyline to be on there to say he was her boyfriend when he was acting like he wanted to be nowhere near her ass. And then she had Matt on there one season where he was tearing up her house, and then put it out there that Kenya was sleeping with him in the back of her vehicle. Just crazy stuff, all fake relationships. So Nene was saying that during the time that Kenya actually joined the show is when the show kind of started going downhill because of all the fakery that she brought onto the show, when she viewed the show as being very authentic because of what the other women on the show were showing, which was their real lives. Okay, what do y'all think about it? I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that. She does have a point. She does have a point there. Okay, she says that Kenya changed it. And everything kind of started becoming a little negative after that. All right. Nene also says that Phaedra didn't want to show her real life on the show while she was pregnant. And she also lied and acted like she did not know how far along she was, which kind of made things, which kind of made people kind of side eye her. And she said when Phaedra first came to the show and she found out Phaedra was going to be on the show, she was asking like, why are you here? She said because she knew her from when she lived in Athens, Georgia with her. And she was trying to figure out why, if you were a high-powered attorney, why are you coming on this show? Because she didn't feel like Phaedra could bring anything relevant to the show. Okay. I honestly thought Phaedra was funny as hell on the show. She had those good old Southern types of reads, and y'all know she and Nene kind of went back a few times, and even at the reunion once, they went back and forth. And Phaedra was holding her own against Nene. So maybe I feel like with Nene being such a strong presence, I feel like that Phaedra was a slight threat to her in terms of her being able to dish out whatever Nene was dishing out to her. Phaedra had her comebacks when it came to Nene, and other people kind of backed down because Nene kind of had this presence about her to where people really didn't want to try her like that because she was so loud and rambunctious. Y'all know that about Nene. Nene would be like this here, but the other women, they would just kind of stand down whenever she kind of got loud, and y'all know, and then she towered over everybody. Y'all remember Kim called her a big ass moose. Kim was calling her moose because she was always towering over everybody, all over everybody, and yelling in everybody's face. So the women were kind of intimidated to approach her. And she used that loud persona and the fact that she was bigger than all the women to, I guess, kind of scare them down to make them bow down to her as being the star of the show and not challenge her. And of course, she was getting what she wanted on the sidelines. And at one point, she was the highest paid housewife on the show. So she was really feeling herself. She felt like she ran the show. She felt like she could say who was hired and who was not hired on the show. And a lot of times, Bravo and Andy, because she was like this with Andy, they listened to her. So she was getting her way a lot on the show. And that kind of pissed the other women off on the show as well. That she had so much to say about everybody and their existence on the show. Now, Nene was saying that during their first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they only made $10,000. The women did. I said, wow. The women only made $10,000. For their second season, she said it kind of got up to like $20,000, $25,000 is what they were paid per season. She says after the second season, going into the third season is when their money started getting better because the ratings were much better. And they, at that point in time, was making anywhere from $100,000 to $120,000 per season. Of course, she was making more because Nene was the star of the show. But according to what the other women were making, they were making during around the third season of Real Housewives of Atlanta was around $100,000 to $120,000 per season. Okay, that's really not a lot of money to have somebody with a camera in your face every day, all day, filming you, and you having to share your personal life. And y'all know all the stuff that they had to go through on the show. And they were talking about 17 hours a day of filming. That's a lot to only make that per season. So, my God, that wasn't no money. I'd have been mad about that. But most people make that on what? 2 months of salary at a regular job, maybe? I don't know that shit. 2-3 months or whatever. But yeah, I was like, wow. So Nene also goes on to say, honey, that they were underpaid because they were new to filming and didn't actually know the game of being on reality TV. They didn't really know the game yet. So once they kind of caught on to what was going on, they started demanding more money. And as the show got more popular and they were bringing in more ratings, Bravo and Andy and them had no other choice but to up their pay because they were actually bringing in the ratings. And that's what the show is all about, ratings. That's what they care about, is the ratings. And they did bring them, with it being 5.5 million viewers and beyond. So they really did. So Nene also goes on to say that they were that there were Real Housewives and that they actually paid their own events when they had like events during the first, second, and third season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Whenever they had events or parties or whatever, that came out of their own pocket versus the network and production paying for those particular parties. So those elaborate parties and stuff, they had to pay for that out of their own salary versus, you know, like now when they show like Candy and them having stuff or they going on these trips, the housewives trips or whatever, production and Bravo pays for that now. But back then they had to pay for like their own cars. If they rented cars trying to be stunting or whatever, they had to pay that out of pocket. They had to pay everything out of pocket. So what you guys saw them with then was what they paid for out of their low salary that they were getting paid. So Carlos then asked Nene, says that Carlos says Nene and Cynthia didn't know each other prior to Cynthia being on the show, and that production actually wanted Nene and Cynthia to bond and create a friendship in order to be on the show. They wanted them to be friends because it looked good on camera for them. Nene was saying she really wasn't feeling Cynthia like that she felt like she just wasn't the type of girl that she would hang around. So Nene also goes on to say that she never knew who Cynthia was because they were saying that Cynthia was a supermodel. She was saying she never knew who Cynthia was prior to that, and who did she model for. Y'all know how Nene is. She always tried to diminish you and who you were. Cynthia really was a supermodel back then, but Nene said, I never heard of her. Now, I heard of Naomi Campbell, I heard of so-and-so, but I never ever heard of no Cynthia Bailey as being no supermodel. So she tried to go there. She said that Cynthia was starstruck of her when she first met her. and actually went out somewhere that Bravo and production sent Cynthia and Nene out for them to have like a little bonding thing and to get to know each other. But they decided to have Cynthia on the show because of Peter. They said because Peter had this how can I say it? He had over the top attitude and demeanor about him until they wanted him and Cynthia to actually join the show, but it was because of Peter and not because of Cynthia. And Nene also went on to say that Cynthia was a different person off camera versus on camera. She kind of dialed back who she was in terms of her personality. She wasn't this very rambunctious, very loud, very in-your-face type of person on camera. But Nene was saying that's exactly who she was off camera, okay? Nene says that Cynthia really wasn't housewife material, and that that before she met Peter, that pretty much Peter was the one that was too much. But Cynthia always put him in his place. She says that Cynthia really is not the quiet one that we see on national television and that we see on camera. She says that Cynthia would always behind the camera and off camera get Peter together and cuss him out and even go as far as making him sleep down there at his bar that he had at that time whenever he started acting up. She said that Cynthia was real not the one that we saw that was very quiet, very passive on the show. Not